What's up, everybody? It is Amrinder Singh, and this is a beginner lesson number 4. So, in this lesson, we're gonna learn how to make negative sentences. All right. So, the negative sentence is basically how you can make a negative sentence in the past, and how you can make a negative sentence when you don't wanna do something, right? So first, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just repeat the some verbs I already I taught you in lesson number 1, 2, and 3. All right. So when you say I wanna do something, right? Like I wanna drink a water. In Punjabi, I taught you you don't need to say basically मैं पानी पीना चाहता हाँ like a textbook. You just say मैं पानी पीना. All right. मैं पानी पीना. The verb is going to be like पीना, खाना, खेडना. All right. So ending, the verb ending is going to be na sound, right? खेडना, करना, something like that. देखना. If it's a masculine, if it's a masculine, singular that time. Same in when we talk about the past, like कल मैं बहुत पानी पीता, like I drank a lot of water yesterday. That time you say मैं कल पीता, right? Instead of पीना you use पीता, right? Or you can use, if you just drink and you say मैं बहुत पानी पी लिया, right? This kind of stuff I taught you. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just remind you some verbs. I think it's 20 verbs, all right? So I'm gonna just gonna give you the 20 verbs, right? So what's their actual form and how people use them in the past. So it's going to be quickly. So after that, I'm going to tell you how to use them in negative sentences. All right, there's a little difference when we use these verbs in negative. All right. So the first verb pina in the past is going to be pita, pilya, pigya. Khana in the past is going to be a khada or khalya or khagya. It depends on the situation. I already described how we use them. So now I'm just gonna give you I'm not gonna explain now because I already explained them. I'm just gonna give some verbs. All right. Khidna in the past, khidya, khidliya, khid gya. Jana in past, gya, vagya, jaya, stuff like that. Auna, auna means which means come. All right. So again, okay, well, one second. Let me tell you the meaning of pina means drink. In the past, pita, pilya, pigya. Khana means eat. It means khada, khalya, khagya. Khedna means play, right? So khedya, khedgya, khelya, something like that. Jana, right? Which means go. In the past, it's going to be a gya, vagya, jaya, stuff like that. Auna means come. In the past, it's going to be like a aya, agya, right? It depends. It also depends. You're talking about a uh, feminine person or feminine word. It's masculine singular, stuff like that. Now these are examples I'm giving. It's masculine singular examples. All right. So karna, right, which means do. In past, it's going to kita, karya, karta, karlya, kargya, stuff like that. Dikhna, which means watch, see, look at, something like that. In past, देखा देख लिया देख गया. सोना means sleep. In past, sutta, सौ लिया सौ गया सुता पिया, stuff like that. उठना or jagna. Uthna or jagna means wake up. Uthna means also could be just like a stand up, something like that. It depends how people are using in context. So in the past, uthna means uthya, uth khadya, uth gaya, uth paya. Jagna in the past going to be like a jag gaya, jag paya. So turna, which means walk, in past turya, turpya, turlya, turgya, all right. Pajjana, which means run, in past pajjya, pajlya, pajgya. Chalauna, which means operate something, all right. Um, in past is chilaya, chila lya, chila gaya. Banauna, which means like to make something. In past, banaya, banata, bana liya, bana gaya. Lena means take or get something. It means in the past, liya, le liya, le gaya, leta, stuff like that. Dena means to give. In the past, ditta, deta, de gaya, stuff like that. uh, Uttarna, all right. Uttarna means just like go down, all right, or it means just like a downstair. Basically, when you are going down from the upper place, that means uttarna. Like if you are climbing down the tree and you just come to the floor, that means uttarna, right? Uttarna and pass uttarya, uttar gaya, stuff like that. Charna means climb, all right, or go upstairs. Basically, when you go from downside to upside, which means charna. In past is chadya, chad gaya. Pana means like it has, I think, couple of meanings. It depends how it's using in the context, but mostly pana means like a lay down. All right, lay down. Um, it means pya, pagya, right? Stuff like that. It's not all the time. It means lay down, right? If I would say like ਤੈਨੂੰ ਤੇਰੇ ਘਰ ਤੋਂ ਨਿਊਯਾਰਕ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਦੂਰ ਪੈਂਦਾ, right? I used ਪੈਂਦਾ, all right? The ਪੈਂਦਾ is basically same thing. I'm asking you how far New York it is from your house. If you told me you went to the London, right? In past I can use ਫਿਰ ਤੈਨੂੰ London ਕਿੰਨੀ ਦੂਰ ਪਿਆ, right? ਪਿਆ. I used ਪਿਆ here. It didn't mean I'm talking about laying down, something like that. It's I'm just asking you like how far it was from your house, right? How long it took you to get there, something like that. uh, so last one is बैठना means sit down. In past, बैठा, बैठ गया, बैठा, right? Stuff like that. So let's talk about how you can use in negative, all right? So you would, if you pay attention when we talk about the past, there are a couple of situations when I already described, right? Pita, pilia, or piga, right? If you want to talk about drink, you drink just a lot of coffee, right? You said you drink just a lot of coffee. Now, if you are just talking about in past whatever you did yesterday, you say मैं कल बहुत coffee पीती, all right? You didn't use pita because pita is for masculine and coffee is feminine. You say piti, all right? If I gives you coffee right now, all right, and I asked you where is your coffee and you already drank it, then you would say my coffee peely, all right? My coffee peely. You didn't say peely, you say peely because coffee is feminine. Now here's the difference. When you say piti when you were talking about past, peely means you finish it. It is past, but you just finish it, right? So that time you say peely, you didn't say piti, right? If I ask you like where's your coffee, if you say my coffee piti, it doesn't make sense. It's a weird situation if you are using only one type situation, right? So in this situation you say my coffee peely, all right? So see, here's a different how you use this verb pina in past, right? Piti, pili. So it's the same verb pina. In one situation you use it piti, and one situation you use it pili. All right. You can also use pigi. Pigi basically, if I give you coffee, you drink it, and you went somewhere else, whatever, and then you called me, whatever we are talking about. I asked her, what about your coffee? Did you drink it or you just leave it? You will say my piggy see, my piggy see. So now because you were not there, you drink it and you go, right? Or you left. That's why you are using two verbs, piggy. It's just shortcut, like you drink it. Gi means like a go, right? Gya, we say gya, gai. You're talking about uh because if you're Yeah, if you are a woman, you say my coffee pigi. If you're a guy, you say my coffee pee gaya. All right, gaya, which means went or gone. All right. So now, when you wanna make a negative sentence, right? In negative sentence, in past, it's only one type negative sentences. So it's not like many types. So like when you're gonna make the positive sentences, it could have you have to use like a few ways. It depends which way is going to be a suit in that situation. Like pina, all right. In past it's pita, pilia, pigia, all right, stuff like that. But when you're gonna make a negative sentence, that time it's only gonna be one way, all right. That's the way we're gonna talk about today, all right. Let's talk about the first verb, like a pina. Let's say yesterday, all right. You are just telling me a story, whatever you did yesterday. You say yesterday I went to the party, but I didn't drink a tea there or coffee there. You will say like मैं कल party te गया सी पर मैं उत्थे coffee पीती नहीं, right? If you're a guy, you say गया सी. If you're a girl, you say गई सी. Now you say गया सी, मैं coffee पीती नहीं, all right? Now here using pitini because you are here talking about a coffee. Coffee is feminine, that's why you say pitini, alright? If you are talking about a masculine thing, maybe you are talking about milk or water, these are the masculine words, then you say pitani, alright? Pitani. Another situation, if I give you coffee just right now, then you don't use like a, if I say, did you drink coffee, whatever, if you didn't like a drink it yet, you won't say like na my pili ni. All right, you won't say that because in positive you say ha pili. If you drink it, you say ha pili. In negative, you don't say my pili ni. It doesn't make any sense, all right? So there's only one way. This is piti ni, right? It doesn't matter what kind of situation is. If you're talking about past, like you did activity in past, it's going to be the same pitini. If you just finished the activity right now, then you don't say pd. It's going to be same pitini, right? So again, whatever the situation, negative sentence is going to be only one way. So what you need to do is when we learn these verbs, when we're going to use them in the past, basically like a pina in the past, vita, right? Or pilia or piga. Forget about the last two types like pilia and piga. Forget about that. Only remember pita, all right? So what you're gonna do, you're gonna just add the ni with that. Pina in negative is pitani. Khana is going to be khadani, all right? Khedna is going to be a khedani, all right? Because khedna in the past is going to be a khedya. The first way, the first situation, when you tell a story, whatever you did as a normal, basically it's past simple tense. When you're gonna talk about the past simple sentence, whatever you did yesterday, you just telling a story to people. That time you use these kind of verbs like a pita, kada, khedya, gia, stuff like that. All right. That time you use this kind of verb style. When you want to talk about activity you done, you did it, right? You did it. When you did something, it is already went to past. But if you recently did it, you just did it right now. That time we say like a लिया, right? Something like that. मैं कर लिया, something like that. पी लिया, खीर लिया, something like that. Because you just did it. But in negative, it doesn't matter. You just finish it or you did it, finish it in the past. It's only going to be a one way, all right? So keep in mind. So again, pita going to be a pitani. In positive, it's pita. In negative, it's pitani, all right? In positive, it's khada. In negative, khadani, all right? So it's going to be a ni at the end. Ayani, he didn't come, Ayani, stuff like that. Let's use them some in sentences. If I ask you, David aj aya, right? Like, did the David come today? If he didn't come, you say na aya nahi. If he came, you say aya. All right, na aya nahi. ਤੂੰ ਆਪਦਾ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਲਿਆ, right? ਕਰ ਲਿਆ. If you did it, you say ਹਾਂ ਕਰ ਲਿਆ. If you didn't do it, then you won't say ਕਰ ਲਿਆ ਨੀ. You don't say that. It's going to be wrong. You will say ਕੀਤਾ ਨੀ. All right, ਕੀਤਾ ਨੀ. Because if you see my list, all right, the list I posted on my Patreon, or even you didn't see my list, if you listened to my recent podcast when I was telling you the verbs, right? The first style, pita, khada, khedya, again, sutta, dekhya, kita, these style, you're going to use this for this kind of version of the verb, and you're going to put ni at the end. So there's no worrying about like a 3 or 4 style. In past, normally we use the verb in past like a 3-4 ways, but when it's negative, that time it's only one way. That's the good thing. All right, again, did you sleep? I didn't sleep. You say main sutta nahi. All right, na main sutta nahi. ਤੂੰ ਕੱਲ ਕਾਰ ਚਲਾਈ ਸੀ? ਹਾਂ ਚਲਾਈ ਸੀ. If you drive a car, you say ਹਾਂ ਚਲਾਈ. If you didn't drive the car, you say ਨਾ ਚਲਾਈ ਨਹੀਂ. All right. ਤੂੰ ਪਾਣੀ ਪੀ ਲਿਆ? If just ਹਾਂ ਪੀ ਲਿਆ. If you didn't drink the water, you say ਨਾ ਪੀਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ. All right, ਪੀਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ. That's how these verbs are. So keep in mind, basically you need to remember whatever the verb you are using. All right, if you are telling a story, whatever you did yesterday, that time is going to be first kind of style of the verb. All right, if you are like it just if you did something just right now, and that time you would use mostly the second style of the verb. All right, in a positive, not the negative. In the negative, only one way. All right, it doesn't matter, you finish it now or later. All right, that's all it is. Now again, if we talk about when you want to do something, I already described in first beginner lesson. Pina, all right, khana, when you want to do something, right? Main hun sona, I want to sleep now. All right, so if you want to make it negative, like if you just want to say something, you don't want to do it, then you just need to put ni at the verb, right? Pina, tu dudh pina, na pina ni. All right, na pina ni. You can use, it depends how you can, like if you just want to keep it short, so you need to do how you need to respond. You need to put na at the beginning, na, then you need to put the verb, and then after the verb you need to put ni. You need to put two things if you want to keep it short, like a Punjabi native speaker does. All right, na. All right, first you're gonna be na, then it's going to verb, then it's going to ni. All right, let's say you are asking me like, to roti khani hai? Do you want to eat roti? I don't want to eat. I will say na khani ni. Right, so you notice you say khani hai, you ask me a question, khani hai, I said na khani ni. I put na at the beginning, then I put the verb, then I put the ni. Na khani ni. All right, how it's going to be in negative sentences? Na khedna ni, na main jana ni. Right, ਤੂੰ ਕਾਰ ਚਲਾਉਣੀ ਆ, ਨਾ ਚਲਾਉਣੀ ਨਹੀਂ. ਰਾਈਟ, ਤੂੰ ਟੀਵੀ ਦੇਖਣਾ, ਨਾ ਦੇਖਣਾ ਨਹੀਂ. ਤੂੰ ਟੀਵੀ ਦੇਖਣਾ ਮੀਨਸ do you want to watch TV? I will say ਨਾ ਦੇਖਣਾ ਹੈ. I don't want to watch it. If I want to watch it, I will say ਹਾਂ ਦੇਖਣਾ. ਤੂੰ ਟੀਵੀ ਦੇਖਣਾ, I say ਹਾਂ ਦੇਖਣਾ. Right, that's how it is. So when you want to use this kind of style, basically, so it not necessary you need to put na all the time at the beginning, but you can put it. That's how we do. Sometimes we don't know, but the essential thing in this negative sentences, you need to put ni after the verb, right? You will say like if you just give me a milk, I will say मैं दूध नहीं पीना, right? I don't want to drink milk. मैं दूध नहीं पीना, right? Now here I used ni before the verb. I say मैं दूध नहीं पीना, right? Or I can use it differently. I say ना मैं नहीं पीना दूध, ना मैं नहीं पीना दूध. Now I put दूध after at the end, all right? And this is not the correct this is not the correct sentence structure, but that's how we do a lot of time. So anyway, that's depends. Like if you wanna keep it short, you just wanna reply very short, then you say na main peena nahi, all right? Na peena nahi or na main peena nahi. That time you would say ni at the end. But if you wanna say a little bit like a longer sentence, you will say main dudh nahi peena, right? This is the longer sentence. That time you are not using na, you just say main dudh nahi peena. That time you are putting ni before the verb, right? So it's not a big deal if you just put ni before or after, because we don't follow the sentence structure, as you know, right? So yeah, it depends. Like if you're not following the sentence structure, it depends. Are you not following the sentence structure like the native people don't follow? That's totally normal. If you are not following the sentence structure weird way, that sounds weird, right? So basically, it's totally fine if you're making mistakes like we do. That's totally fine, right? So yeah, I just want to tell you what kind of verb style we use in negative sentences, because before in Wigner lesson 1 and 2 and 3 we talked about the positive sentence, all right? How we use the verbs when you want to do something in colloquial way, and how we use the verb in past. That's what we learn in lesson number 1 to 3. In this lesson I want to tell you how we use the negative sentences, right? Negative sentences in basically when you don't want to do something, right? When you just want to say I don't want to do that, I don't want to watch TV, I don't want to drink, whatever. If you want to use this kind of sentences, how would you make a negative sentence in Punjabi? This is the one reason. And the second reason is how you want to use negative sentences in the past, right? These two things I want to teach you, and that's how they are, right? Keep in mind, when you want to use negative sentences in past, there's only one form of the verb or one version of the verb, right? In positive there's 3 4 ways, and in negative that's more simple, right? Now in next lesson, basically the beginner lesson number 5, I'm gonna record in next few days or few weeks, whatever. That time we're gonna focus on basically these verbs, how they are gonna be changed in the future, all right? I just like took some random verbs which is mostly used in everyday life. I'm gonna give you just example of those verbs, how we use them in the past, in the present, in future, stuff like that. I just want to show you basically the basic grammar structure of making sentences, all right? Then when you learn this kind of stuff, after that you can basically make sentences by your own and use different kind of verbs, all right? So yeah, just try to learn, basically try to master one these verbs, all right? Try to master how to use these verbs in past, in future, in present, all right? And other conditional sentences. The conditional sentences basically when I was talking about when you want to use like I want to do something. Want, your feeling is a condition, the special condition. There are a lot of conditions when we talk about, right? We will also talk about that. So how are you gonna use these basic verbs, basically these 20 verbs talk about how to use them in different situations, right? That's what I'm focusing on. There are tons of verbs, there are thousands of verbs. I can't teach you every single verb, but basically you can get the idea from this, and then you can start talking with basically these basic verbs. And after that, you will slowly improve. When you listen more, when you talk to people more, that's how you're gonna improve. Basically, it's not gonna make you like a fluent. What it's gonna makes you basically, it's gonna give you the information of the basic structure, so you can benefit from this and you can understand that. Then you will try to use uh, these verbs in sentences and start making sentences, and slowly keep practicing listening more, and that's how you're gonna improve your Punjabi. I'm gonna also basically gonna start a new thing. Basically, I'm gonna, what we learned so far, uh, so I'm gonna like pick someone's audio when people are talking. Then I'm gonna explain these conditions, what we learn, basically what we learn in the past. If you listen my all 100 episodes, there are a lot of conditions when we talk about sentences, basically hunda si hunna, stuff like that. People use them a lot. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick some maybe video or audio. I'm gonna show you when people are using this kind of stuff in the sentences. All right, so I'm gonna also do that soon. All right. So, if you think you are getting the value from this podcast and you want to support this podcast, you can support it through PayPal or Patreon. Links are in the description. Everything would be appreciated. If you are not able to support this podcast, then you can give it to 5 star if you're listening it on Spotify or Apple Podcast. Because if you give this podcast to 5 star, then Apple Podcast or Spotify recommend this podcast to the more people. So it would also help this podcast to grow more. At the end, if you want to learn about Punjabi pronouns, then check out my ebook. Link is in the description. So I hope you enjoyed the lesson and learned something new today. I'll be back with another lesson in another day.